Yes, so next is while playing. Yes, while playing, what are the safety measures that you should take care of while you are playing? You always play with your friends, isn't it? You play with your friends when you are in the park or in an open ground or outside your house, in the courtyard, and or maybe you play with your friends. So when you are playing with your friends, how it will be? Do you fight with your friends when you play with them? No, you should never fight with your friends when you play. If the game has any rule, you have to strictly follow the rule of the game. Should not push and pull while playing. Do not behave rudely. Be rough and all like that. Don't behave like don't be rough to your friends. Be soft and polite by talking to your friends. That means you should not fight, and when you are playing, you should play in open ground or in a garden or in a park. You should not play on the roadside, on the streets. You should play away from roadsides and streets, because many vehicles, bus, car, bike, everything is going on, passing by. So you may get hurt or you cause accidents. So don't try to play nearby roads and all. Always play away from these roads and streets. And when you play inside your home also, when you're playing with toys, don't play with any toys that made of glass and all. So these are the things that you should take care of when you are playing. Yes, now let us read. While playing, never play on the streets or roads. On the roads and streets where the vehicles are, many people are walking, many vehicles are coming, those roads you should never play. It is dangerous to play on the road. Yes, it is so dangerous when you play on the road. It can cause accidents. You can get hurt. Do not run across a road trying to catch a falling kite. Suppose you are playing the kite and to fall, the kite is flying like anything, and other end it goes and it falls. So don't run if it is falling on the roadside and all. You should not go after that to catch that. Play in the playground. Play in a safe place, like an open ground you have to play, like park, a playground or a garden. These are the place that you can play safely. Ride your bicycle only in a park or in quiet lanes. So ride your bicycle, ride your bike only in the park or in the quiet lanes, means some narrow road. Inside your colony where you are staying, the road is the, means where you are staying, there you can ride the bicycle. Play only safe games. Don't play any dangerous games that can hurt you. Play only safe games. Play with proper toys. That's, I said, don't play with any glass toys or anything that can hurt you. Play with the toys, proper toys. Don't play with toys that made of glass or sharp items. So these are the safety measures that you should take care of while playing. So while playing, don't play on the road. Don't play on the road, or play away from roads or streets. Then always play a safe game. Don't fight with your friends. Don't behave roughly with your friends, rudely with your friends, and don't avoid playing using glass toys and all. Means you should play always with proper toys. Then if you want to ride a bicycle, you should not ride it on the road where many vehicles are coming. Yes, so these are the safety rules or measures that you have to be take care of while you are playing. And you have to play in a safe place like playground, open ground, park, garden and all. Okay. Yes, so we learned about the safety rules on the road, in the car, while swimming, in the school bus and while playing. Now, what if you are at home, inside your home? Are you safe when you are inside your home? Do you think that you are safe when you are at home with your parents? There also you should take care of yourself, because when you are careless, there also some problem can happen. You may get hurt, because house is a place where your mother in the kitchen, she used many sharp items like knife, scissors and all. So if you are taking that all things, you may get hurt. And kitchen is a place where the fire is there, gas stove is there, oven is there. So there are many electrical appliances like fridge, TV, grinder, mixie, etc., heater in the bathroom and all. Many things are there, isn't it? So switches and all, if you are directly going and touching with your hands, especially with your wet hands, if you go and touch the plugs, the switches and all, you may get shock. Yes, so at home also you should be more careful. So just see what are the things that you should take care of while you are at home. Yes, at home. Don't play with electric wires or sockets, broken switches or plugs. Yes, you should not play with all these items like electric wires, sockets, where the plugs are putting into. There you should not touch also into that holes and all. You should not put your finger, because you get shock, and even electric shock can cause death also. So you should don't touch all these things unnecessarily. You may get an electric shock. Ask an adult how to use them. You can ask or take the advice of the elder people at home how to use all these items. Always use them in the presence of an adult. Yes, if you want to use that, you have to take the advice of the elder people or with them, with the help of them. An electric shock may cause death. See, I told you, electric shock can cause death also. Don't play with fire or matchsticks. In kitchen there will be matchsticks, fire. So you should not go and play with that. You get hurt, you get burned. You may suffer burns. Don't play with sharp objects like blades, scissors, medicines, screwdrivers or broken glass pieces. These are the sharp items, sharp objects you can see at home. This blade, knife, scissors, then screwdrivers and medicines. You should not take any medicine of your own without the advice of your parents or elderly people. If they are taking and giving you, okay. Other than that, you should not use or take the medicines and all. Then glass pieces, it can hurt you. It can hurt and your finger, or the blood comes and you get pain. So you should not play with all these items. You may suffer cut wounds. Wounds have then blood, pain. So don't try to use all these items without elderly advice, without the advice of your parents, or without their presence. In absence of them especially, you should not do all these things like touching the electric wires, switches and using the sharp objects and all. So inside the home also you should be more careful, and when you are playing with your toys and all, especially, you have to properly take care of the toys. Whenever you are taking the toys and playing, after finishing the playing, and you should keep all those items in the proper place. If you are scattering the things here and there, simply you are spreading the things here and there while you are working and all, there is a chance of slipping and you only fall down. So many items like that, after eating something, don't put anything on the floor. You have to put it in the dustbin. If you are throwing many papers or any items or any toys, you are scattering here and there on the floor itself. When you are walking, there is a chance for you to slip and fall. Yes, so you should be more careful. Suppose in your home, your mother or any servant, they are mopping the floor and all. If you are running in between without taking care of yourself, if stairs are there, if you are running and playing on that, there is a chance of slipping and falling. So that's what I said. In the home, at home also, you should be more careful. So these are the safety measures that you should take care of when you are at home. Always take the advice of the parents, your elder people. With the presence of them, you can do many things with their advice. Other than that, you should not do anything of your own, because you may suffer burns, you may get hurt. if you are using matchstick, if you are playing with fire, if you are using sharp objects and all. Yes, so avoid using all these things. Next, general safety. General safety. Yes. Climbing on balcony walls, water tanks and terrace walls, etc. is highly dangerous. You should not climb on the walls, balcony walls, or water tank, terrace walls. That is highly risky and dangerous. Many accidents take place due to it. Yes, because you fall and you get hurt, you get broken bones and all. So never do that. Leaving our toys, shoes, bags, etc. all over the floor, yes, can be harmful. I told you earlier itself, if you are leaving your shoes, toys, any items of yours, you have to keep in the right places, proper places after using it. If you are simply throwing here and there, then what happens? It can be harmful. Running around the house, yes, running around the house, classroom corridors on the place where people are walking, on the corridors, there if you are running and all, it can be harmful to you as well as to others, to us and others too, because you may bang someone, you may push someone while walking, while running and all on the corridors. Especially you should be so careful while walking. Means you should not run and you should not be hurry burry in the corridors while walking, while doing something. Opening or closing the door suddenly can cause harm to a person on the other side. Yes, suddenly if you are closing the door, suddenly if you are opening the door, if any person is standing behind the door, that person can get hurt. So suddenly you should not do that. Slowly you should open the door or close the door. Yes, so these are the rules of general safety. So you should not climb on the balcony walls or water tanks and terrace walls. It is so dangerous. And don't leave your toys, your school bags, shoes, etc. on the floor unnecessarily. Then don't run around the house and school corridors, outside the classroom and all. Don't run, because it can hurt you as well as it can hurt others. Yes, and don't open and close the door suddenly, because it causes harm to the person behind the door. If any person is standing behind the door, it may hurt them. So don't close and open the door suddenly. So these are the general things that you should take care of when you are at home, when you are at school, when you are outside, wherever you go. Yes. Next is, like, even if we are so careful, actually now you learnt about all the safety rules when you are on the road, while crossing the road, while swimming, inside the home, in the car, what all safety rules that you have to take care of, general safety, what all things you have to do. Yes, so you have to follow all these safety rules in order to avoid accidents and to make yourself safe. But even if we are taking care of ourselves, even if we are following the safety rules, sometimes we may get hurt, sometimes accident occurs even if we are careful. So the first help given to that injured person, the first help given to that person, those who get hurt, that first help, it is before taking him or her to the hospital. That first help given to a person, the injured person, is actually called as first aid. Yes, first aid, the first help given to a person before taking that person to the hospital, that is actually the first aid. Suddenly, even if we are safe, sometimes it happens. So suddenly that person got hurt, what your classmate or your playmate, whoever. So what all things that you have to do from your side is, whenever a person gets hurt or your classmate get hurt, what you should make him calm, keep calm, don't be panic, don't get scared, just keep calm. Then don't allow anyone or any children or people to crowd around that person. It creates more problem. Don't allow anyone to crowd around. And if there is blood is more, loss of blood is more, then you can tie a bandage or something like that. If any wound is there, the cut is there, you have to clean first with Dettol or with some water and all. Then blood is losing more, then you can tie with a bandage, and you have to immediately call doctor or some elder person. Yes, and so these are things that you can do on the spot. If your playmate or classmate get hurt, on that spot itself you can do all these things. So that is this help that we are given to that person, to the injured person, and that help actually it is called the first aid. Yes, so let us see. The treatment given to an injured person or an accident victim before he or she is taken to a doctor is known as first aid. Yes, the treatment, the first help we are giving to the person, those who get hurt or because of that accident, that person got some problem or blood is coming out. So that time what help we can do to that person, it is actually called first aid. Even if you are careful, you can get hurt sometimes. Even if you are taking care of yourself, you are careful, sometimes this accidents can happen. Do not get scared if someone gets hurt. Suddenly if you got accident, you may fall down or you get hurt. You should not get scared, don't be panic. Yes, immediately call an adult. If you and your classmate playing, suddenly your friend got hurt, don't get panic. You should be keep calm and call any adult, any elderly person. First aid, before going to a doctor we should do first aid. Before taking him to the hospital, we can do some first aid. First aid is the medical help given to a person in need of it. That person need that medical help, that help we can do on the spot if we get hurt. Only a person who fully knows about first aid can give it. Yes, if you know about that, then you can give. That person should know how to give a first aid, then only he can give that. By studying it, we can help others. Yes, if you want to study it, you can, because if suddenly anyone gets hurt, you can give that first help to that person before taking him to the hospital. We can help them. We can start learning about first aid by keeping a first aid box at home. Yes, how we can learn about first aid? Keep a first aid box at home, and in the first aid box, what all things should be there? It must have clean bandages. Yes, a first aid box should contain clean bandages, because if anyone gets hurt, you can tie the bandage after cleaning it with the Dettol or water. You can tie the bandage. Cotton, yes, cotton must be there. Cotton should be there in the first aid box. Yes, to clean the wound. A pair of scissors, yes, to cut the bandage and applying, and a pair of scissors also should be there in the first aid box. Then iodine, Bernol, yes, iodine, Bernol, this iodine actually for minor cut, small wound and all. This is an antiseptic. This iodine means it's an antiseptic. It reduces the risk of infection when we apply it. Then Bernol also, it used to treat burn injuries and all. It help quick healing also of wounds and minor cut, small cut, blood is coming, we can apply this Bernol. Then adhesive tape, actually it is called a surgical tape, we say adhesive tape or surgical tape to cover the wound, surgical tape to hold the bandage, that is adhesive tape. And commonly used medicines, some medicines you can keep inside the first aid box. Some commonly used medicine you can keep inside it. So these are the things that first aid box should contain. What are the things? Clean bandages, cottons, pair of scissors, iodine, Bernol, adhesive tape, medicines. Commonly used medicines should be there inside the first aid box. The box should be kept at such a place that it is easily seen. Yes, always you should keep the box in such a place, not inside any room and all. Commonly that place you should keep so that you can easily see it and take. It should be within easy reach. You should kept it in somewhere that everyone can see easily. If the injury is deep and serious, your elders will take you to a doctor. If the wound is so serious, then surely you have to consult a doctor. Elders will take you near doctor. Otherwise, from first aid itself, it is okay, means okay. Otherwise, if it is very serious, then after first aid, you can take that person, the injured person or yourself to a doctor. Yes. So this is actually called a first aid. And at the same time, when anything happens suddenly, the main thing is you should not get panic, get worried, get scared and all. You should keep calm, you should keep quiet, and whatever first aid you can give to that person, that you can give. Don't allow people to crowd around you or your friend. And if any wound is there, you can clean it and you can tie a bandage if blood is losing, and try to give the person a little water so that he can be little calm. Yes, so these are things, general things that you should take care of while you are getting hurt. If the accident is so serious, then immediately you have to take that person to a doctor. Yes, so that is about first aid. First aid is the treatment, or we can say the first help that we given to an injured person. That is actually before taking him to the hospital. It is actually the first aid. If you want to learn about first aid, first you have to learn what all things should be there inside the first aid box, and these are the things that should be there inside a first aid box, so that if any person get injured or any wound happens to that person getting hurt, you can use these items and you can give easily the first aid. Yes, so children, we learned about the safety and first aid. Yes, so there are many rules or safety measures for us to keep ourselves safe, or we should follow the safety rules to avoid getting hurt and hurting others. Certain do's and don'ts are there. There are something that we should do and there are something that we should not do to keep ourselves safe. Yes, so what are the safety rules that you learned? On the road, yes, on the road, yes, you have to walk on the footpath, or you have to, if there is no footpath, you can walk on the right side of the road, so that you can see what anything is coming in front of you. And while crossing the road, always cross at the zebra crossing, or you have to see the signal. If the signal is red, no vehicles will move, then you can go. And you have to before crossing the road, you have to turn right and see whether any vehicles are coming, then turn left, again turn right, then you have to cross the road. That too, you should not run while crossing the road, slowly you can cross the road. And when you are going somewhere, don't bang with someone or something, don't be a hurry-burry, you should walk carefully, because the path won't be level always, you can get hurt, so walk carefully. Then in the car, what all things that you should take care of? Always wear the seat belt. The person who is driving, you should not disturb them, and even you should not make a call while driving. Then you should not, if you are tired, don't drive, and don't take any medication. I mean, if you are taking any medication, maybe you feel drowsiness, that time you should not drive. And children, small kids, they should not sit in front of the car, or the people, those who are above, children 8 and above age of that, you can sit, you have to use the lap and shoulder belt. So these are the things that you should take care of while you are inside the car. And while swimming, you should never go for a swim alone. Always you should go along with your any elder person. Always use the air-filled rubber tube while swimming. At least first few weeks you have to use the rubber tube. It can help you from drowning. So always follow the instructor's advice or elder's advice. You should not go to the deep end of the pool while swimming. Then we learned about in the school bus. Yes, then we learn the safety measures, what all things that we should follow in the school bus. So when we are waiting for a school bus, we should wait in a queue. We have to stand in a line, or wait for your turn to get into the bus, and you should not lean out from the bus through the window. You should not put your head outside, should not talk with the bus driver, should not disturb him. And when the bus stops, then only you have to take you get up from the seat, and you have to get down from the bus, and you should not get into a moving bus, and do not push your friends and all that other things. These are the things that we should take care of while you are in the bus. Then we learned about the safety rules while playing. Yes, when you are playing, always play in an open ground. Play in a safe place like garden, park. Do not play on the roads. You should play away from roads and streets. Ride the bicycle not on the roadside, on inside the quiet lanes, a narrow road inside your colony. And while you are playing, do not fight with your friends. Then don't play with any items, sharp items, or you have to play with proper toys. Then we learned safety rules at home. At home also, you should take care when you are touching the electrical appliances, the wires, switches, and the sharp items with the help of elder persons, with the help of adult. In presence of them, you can use it with their advice. Other than that, you should not play with matchsticks, fire, sharp objects like knife, scissors, blade, medicines and all. You have to take medicine with your elders' advice. Then we learned about general safety. Generally, what all things that we should take care of. Should not run on the stairs, run around the home, or should not scatter the toys or things here and there in the room, and do not climb terrace walls or tanks or balcony walls and all. It is highly dangerous for you. Yes, so these are the things, general things that you should take care of. Do not run along the school corridors and all. Yes, then we learned about the help, the first help that you can give to an injured person before taking him to a hospital. That is the first aid. Even if we are safe, sometimes there's a chance for us to get hurt. Yes, so that time should not be panic, you have to keep calm, and don't allow anyone to crowd over there around the injured person. If the wound is there, you have to clean it, and if blood is losing more, then you can tie bandage and give the little water, something to drink. And if the wound is so serious, then immediately you have to call an adult or take them to the hospital if anything happens to a classmate, playmate. These are the things that you should take care of. And to give a first aid, that person should know what is first aid and what all things that you should give. So in first aid box, there are some things that you should keep. There are clean bandages, cottons, a pair of scissors, iodine, Bernol, adhesive tape, medicines. These are the things that you should keep inside a first aid box. This iodine, Bernol tape, these are the antiseptic, or it will reduce the risk of infections for some wounds and minor cut, for burns and all. You can apply this iodine, Bernol, and tape. Adhesive is surgical tape that you can cover, like this, hold the bandage. Yes, so these are the things that in the first aid box, and this first aid box you should keep in such a place where you can see it easily and you can take it easily if you need it. Yes, so these are the things in the first aid box, and these are the things that you should take care of when a person suddenly got injured, your friend, classmate suddenly got injured. What all things that you can take care of, how can you help them by giving first aid. So we learned about safety and first aid, what all things that you can take care of when to be safe. Some do's are there, some don'ts are there. So do's you should do, don'ts you should not do, to make yourself safe and hurting others. Yes, so time to recall. To be safe, we must follow safety rules. Then we can avoid accidents. Cross the road only at the zebra crossing. Cross only when the road is clear. Yes, cross the road at the zebra crossing, the black and white stripes on the road, and when the road is clear, then you can cross it. Do not run while crossing. You should walk on the footpath, otherwise on the right side of the road. Do not walk in the middle of the road. You should take care when you go somewhere. Play in the parks, playgrounds, or in your garden. Don't play on the roadside streets and all. Play on the safe ground, playground or gardens and somewhere else. Do not play with any sharp instruments, sharp objects like knives, scissors, blade. Do not play with these items and play with the glass toys, toys made of glass. Do not go alone for a swim. While swimming, you should take your elder, or you should go along with the elder people. Don't go alone for a swim. We should not play with things like electric wires, knife, spin and toasters. These are the things at home. When we are at home also, do not play with electric wire, do not touch the electric switches with your wet hands, and don't play with knives, scissors and all. Get in or get off a bus only when it has stopped moving. If it is stopped, the bus is stopped, then you can get into the bus or get down from the bus. Do not disturb the driver while driving. So you are traveling in a bus or in a car, the person who is driving, the driver, you should not disturb them while they are driving. If you get hurt, immediately tell an adult. If sometimes when you play, you may get hurt, cut wound or blood is coming, suddenly, immediately you have to inform your parents, your elders, an adult. First aid is the treatment we give to the injured person before the doctor comes. Before we take the injured person to the hospital, for first help that we can give to a person, that is actually the first aid. Yes, so we have completed the lesson, children, safety and first aid, lesson 14. Now read the lesson as many times as possible. Learn about the safety on the road, in the car, while swimming, in the school bus, while playing, at home, general safety, first aid. Read all these things, learn about them, and then you come to the exercise part. Okay.